Hello, welcome back to GOT. Today we're going to talk about the Samsung S25 Ultra versus the Samsung Z Fold 7. And we're going to compare all the leaks and rumors. And is it really worth just getting the Z Fold instead? Is it an upgrade? You don't want to miss this. Let's talk about it. So we're going to talk about the S25 Ultra first. So this is the 24, and some of the changes are going to be on the outside as well as the inside, where this is a little more rounded curves and pointed on the corners. On the new one, it's going to be rounded on the corners and a little more straighter edge on the side. When you look at these images by OnLeaks, that's quite a big change. Now, to be honest, the major change is going to be the outer appearance, because on the inside, not a whole lot of change except for the processor. But let's go ahead and go down the list. First off, they're going to be a little larger on this phone. They're going to go from the 6.8 to 6.9 size. Why? Probably to compete with the iPhone. The iPhone 16, as we know, jumped up to a 6.9. So Samsung can't let them take the lead on that. So they're going to go up to a 6.9 inch, and it's actually going to end up being lighter than the current with probably, I guess, more titanium. So it's going to go from 233 grams down to 219. That's pretty impressive to drop that much. Maybe they're able to do that because they're going to cut corners. See what I did there? Now, one of the cameras on the new S25 Ultra is going to get an upgrade, and that's the ultra wide. They're going to upgrade it from a 12 megapixel up to a 50 megapixel. That means you're going to have a 200 megapixel main, 50 megapixel telescoping lens, up to 5 times zoom, and you've got the 50 megapixel ultra wide now. So that's quite a bit of an upgrade on this phone. And I believe they're having to do that to set it more apart from what's going to come with the Z Fold 7, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Now, they're also upgrading the memory from 12 gigabytes up to a standard 16 gigabytes, so that's good. That'll get up there with the competitors, because we know that Pixel has done that with their flagship phones and even their foldables. And so has other companies like Oppo and OnePlus. Everybody's upgraded to 16, so it's about time they catch up with their flagship phone. Then we have another change, which is the big thing, the processor. This is going to get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 or 8 Gen Elite or Elite 8, whatever you want to call it. And if this phone comes out in January, when it's rumored, it'll be one of the first phones in the US to come out with that Elite chip. And as we know, some early benchmarks are saying that Snapdragon 8 Elite is actually outperforming Apple's A18 Pro chip that they put in their newest phone. So that's going to be something to see. Now, it looks like everything's going to remain the same with the 5,000 milliamp hour battery, 45 watt charging, which is the same as the S24 Ultra. So although it may not seem like a lot of changes, I think they're going to make a big impact with the new exterior design change, the camera change, the processor change, and adding the extra RAM. This should be a very impressive phone. Hey, I just want to take a quick second and thank you if you're still with me in the video. Do me a favor, smash that like button down below, because it really does help out the channel when you give me that thumbs up. Thanks again, and I appreciate you. Back to the video. Now let's move over to the Z Fold. Now the Z Fold 6 here, as you can see, it took the design language of the S24 Ultra, where they squared it off when they decided to round the corners on this one, kind of not unlike the S24 series phones. So the new Z Fold 7 is going to be pretty much the Z Fold SE as it is now, with the difference, hopefully, that they put the S Pen back in the Z Fold 7 that is not in the SE. What we don't know is they could be giving us 2 versions of that Z Fold 7, the SE size version, and then the standard size version with the pen. Hopefully not. Hopefully they'll add that pen to the larger size. Hopefully their standard size will become the larger size, because all the other manufacturers of the foldable phones have adopted close to the 8-inch screen. So hopefully Samsung's going to do that as well and make that their standard size. And this reviewer feels that the SE should have become a more budget-friendly phone since it didn't have the S Pen, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, the rumors are that the Z Fold 7 is going to have a 6.5-inch external screen, where this one's only got a 6.3, and the full 8-inch screen, which is the exact dimensions of the SE. And the Z Fold 7 should come out with the Snapdragon 8 Gen Elite chip. I get all confused on that. Should come out with the 8 Elite chip from Snapdragon, which will make it the fastest foldable if that is the case. However, if you've seen in one of my other videos, the OnePlus Open 2 is rumored to come out with that 8 Elite chip in it, so it may be the first foldable to arrive in the US with that chip. And they should be upgrading the Z Fold to a 16 gigs of RAM, where this one's only got 12. And if they continue on with the same design style as the SE, The 7 will also have a 200 megapixel main shooter matching that of the S25 Ultra. Now this rumor I really haven't seen a lot of, so I'm not really sure that I'm believing that, but they may upgrade their zoom camera to a 5x zoom and hopefully a 50 megapixel camera. That would be excellent. But they did not do that in their SE, so I'm not sure that they're going to do that in the 7. Since it's already minted, it's probably not going to come out with an upgraded zoom lens. They're also saying they may put in a larger battery. Right now it's a 4400 milliamp battery. That's a little small for a foldable, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Hopefully they do. And they're also rumored that it's going to have faster charging. That would be excellent. Now let's take a look at the two of these together and compare them, because you know what? I think if you're going to spend as much money as you do, this thing's nearly $1,400. This thing was $1,799 last time, so about $1,800. Is it worth upgrading for the larger screen? Because remember, this is going to be an 8-inch screen, so quite a bit larger. And with the 6.5-inch screen on the front, it's going to be a great size for your everyday phone. And with this thing getting even thinner yet, that's pretty remarkable. If you look at the thickness there, this right now is a little bit thicker. The new one's going to be thinner and lighter. So when you compare the two of them, if you use this one as a bar phone, right now this one's a little too narrow, but the Z Fold 7 will be much wider. These are really close right now. There's not a whole lot more thickness with this thing even folded. And of course, the 7 is going to be a little thinner. This one's going to be a little thinner as well, but I would say the ratio is probably going to be close to what it is now as far as thinness. So as you can see here now in my render, the two are going to look very similar, with the exception of these additional cameras that the S25 may have. We're not quite sure of that yet. So that's the question I have for you all. Do you think it's going to be worth upgrading the S25 when you have the Z Fold 7 right around the corner? That's going to nearly match the features that you get on the S25 Ultra, but with the convenience of folding and opening to a large 8-inch screen. That 8-inch screen is going to make the 6.9-inch screen look really small. So what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Let's start a conversation. Should you just hold out for the Z Fold 7, or do you want to go for the sure thing with the S Pen on the S25 Ultra? I hope you got something out of this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to smash that like button down below, because it really does help out the channel. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more content and more updates on the leaks and rumors, as well as special holiday deals and more how-to videos on all the different devices, bar phones and foldables. Now, don't forget to come say hi on our social medias. And until next time, happy holidays and God bless.